Phil falsely accused me of sending a foul email to my wife's cousin. He blasted me on Facebook and banned me from his home. My in-laws, who are in their 60s, have a lake house. It has a ton of space. It's a frequent vacation spot, and every holiday is done there. They've owned it since before I met my wife, 37, female. 4 years ago, we were all staying there when my wife's cousin, 37, female, got a very foul email. I won't go into what it said, but suffice to say, it made her cry. My Phil works in IT. He examined the headers and determined that the email originated from an Android phone and that it was off of the lake house Wi-Fi. My in-laws are Apple users. I am an Android user. My father-in-law accused me in front of everyone of sending the message. I denied it, let him search my phone, and told him I would never do that. He found nothing but made a big show of telling me I had attacked his family and that I was banned from his home. He subsequently made a big post on Facebook about how he will always protect his family and how I had violated his home. My wife now goes there with our kids alone. I have not been there, and I have not spoken with my in-laws in for years. We do holidays on a separate day together, and then on the holiday, I go with my family and she takes the kids to the lake house. Yes, it sucks. When asked why I wasn't there, my Phil told my kids that I do bad things. Over 4th of July week, her cousin got another email from the same address. Once again Android, and once again on the lake house Wi-Fi. This time it was 200 miles away. Well, when they checked, the other cousin, 1 street cousin's sister, and her kids had Androids. The kids were bored and sending prank emails, not realizing they could be traced. My wife called me up, relayed the story, and asked me if I could come down for the rest of the week with the family. I told her that I would love to, and to let me know what day everyone would be there for Phil to make a public apology to me. She got very quiet and said, "They just want to move forward." I replied, "I do too, and I will be happy to do so after your father publicly admits to the family that he was wrong, apologizes to me, apologizes to our children, and posts a public apology on Facebook." My wife started crying and said, "He's not going to do that." I told her that I'm not going to come back to the lake house, that her father made it clear he doesn't consider me family, and until he makes it right, I am done with her entire family. He essentially wants to pretend like it never happened, and make it look like he forgave me and welcomed me back. I am not on board with this. When they arrived back, I informed her that in the words of her father, I had to protect my family and our children would not be going back to the lake house either. My wife is devastated, begging me to forgive and move on. She says that her parents already feel awful, that they never said I wasn't family, and now I want to publicly shame and embarrass them. She says that it's not fair that I'm asking her to choose between me and her parents. I countered that her parents set up that choice for years ago, and she had already chosen. The next lake house trip is Labor Day weekend. I've already told her that I will be bringing the kids to my brother's that weekend for a BBQ and pool party. My wife has agreed to come with us, but she keeps bringing up the lake house and begging me to reconsider. It keeps ending up with my blood pressure spiking and her crying, so I've asked her to stop bringing it up. My wife and I do love each other very much. This is maybe like 5% of our relationship, but it's something that has been weighing on me, and I know it's driving a wedge between us. I have always felt that my wife chooses her parents over me. She says she's sorry, feel that way, but it's not true. I told her that in 4 years she didn't stand up for me, because she didn't believe I didn't do it. She vehemently denies this, saying she's been trying to get her parents to let me come back since then. I don't want to unnecessarily shame her father, but making right the damage he did is non-negotiable. At the same time, my wife is crying every day, she's not eating, she's losing weight, and I know this is taking a tremendous toll on her. I don't want to be the reason she has this much stress and anxiety. How do I address this with my wife without causing a confrontation? How can I ensure that my kids understand the situation without feeling caught in the middle? Relevant comments. M4L4COD4 asked, do you even want the relationship back with your in-laws? 4 years is a pretty long time. Stand your ground till they made amends in an apology and restitution of character. Even then, do you really want to spend time with these people who will drop you for no real reason at any point and not care at all? Op replies, honestly, I don't care. The only thing different now is that I absolutely refuse to let my children see anyone from her side of the family. If I did that before, I would have been the bad guy. Now, that honor goes to my FIL. If they're willing to make things right, then I will move forward for my wife and for my children. If not, the next time he'll see my children on a holiday is when he's looking up at them. Ellie Fishdoll3783 asked, why did you put up with this treatment for years? I'm glad you're standing up for yourself now. Op replies, I know this doesn't make a lot of sense, but if I lashed out, set restrictions for my family, and launched into an all-out war with my in-laws, it would just confirm what people thought of me. I never spoke badly of them, I never acted cruelly, I never allowed myself to be angry in front of my wife or children. I tolerated it because I love my family, because I don't want them to miss out on relationships with their family. My wife's sister and I used to hit up breweries all the time together. She's a great aunt, and she thought she was defending her cousin. I don't blame her. At this point, I know I acted with integrity even when others did not.